So today is the day, taking the off-grid trailer to one of their preferred mechanics, I guess, to fix the batteries and fix everything else that's going on wrong with it. So figured I'd just take you guys along with me, chat a little bit about it. So I got to get it ready, hitched up to the Jeep, and yeah, we'll go from there. All right, doing a fill up at the gas station. Good times, but just do a little walkthrough. We've actually washed it, but it's just dirty. And this is the handle that keeps coming open as we drive. So I had to put a lock there, and that's what they suggested. Oh, just put a lock in there and that'll keep it there. All the other latches stay closed, except for this one. Driving down the road, this thing just pops right open, and who knows what it would take for it just to come flying open. But so, heading out to drop off the off-grid trailer, and there's a lot going on when we bought this thing. A lot happened. Didn't go as smooth as like other vehicles, and I mean, heck, when we bought our boat, it went a hell of a lot more smooth than buying this trailer. So we bought it new, but it's a 2024 model, but brand new, never owned, never used. So everything they explained to me on the phone was, or over email, was, hey, everything's brand new, it's a brand new trailer. It's been sitting in the States since 2025. They avoided the tariffs and whatnot, so we got a pretty good deal on it. But what wasn't brought to our attention is certain things. So if you have a trailer or anything really just sitting there, things still go bad. And so new tires are no longer new because they've been sitting for so long, and so they've been sitting on the trailer for a couple years. So I'm having them take a look at that. I'm going to have them re-grease the bearings of the trailer. Batteries just don't work. I was on the line with Dometic to go over their lithium batteries to reset them, and hard reset them. Nothing worked. I had a latch that doesn't work. I have a window shade that ripped off. But what kind of makes me a little angry about the whole deal is none of it was brought to our attention. When we went to go pick it up, the walkthrough, and the girl was great, but she didn't know anything about a lot. So any of the electronics, she had no clue what to do. Same thing with the heater, water heater, and this furnace. So every time we asked a question, it was, you'll have to get with Andre about that. And so we ended up getting on a call, walkthrough, like a FaceTime walkthrough with Andrea. And again, she didn't know anything. She kept saying we would have to ask Kirby, which Kirby's one of the designers, and he's great. You know, they're all great. It's just they've all got their knowledge wheelhouse. And just so happened those two gals didn't have the answers. But when I bought the trailer, they didn't say anything about, hey, you gotta have an app to, you know, monitor your batteries. You need to push a button to turn them on. They didn't show us where the button was. None of that stuff. I mean, if I was off-grid trailers, I would have somebody who is designated to go through everything. And not just that, they should create multiple videos on how to get your trailer going, all the ins and outs. And they have some, but they're so outdated. They need to have them, you know, probably redone every year. So a little pissed about that. Because if they would have said, hey, we're going to give you a good deal on this trailer, but hey, it's been sitting for, you know, a year and a half, 2 years. The tires are going to need to be replaced. You're going to have to grease your bearings. You're going to probably have to get new batteries for your power. You know, if they would have brought all that to my attention when I bought the trailer, then it would be a totally different outlook right now. So, but I've been chatting with one of the higher ups at Off Grid, and they made the appointment for me to take it in to a place that they recommended to have new batteries put in that they're going to cover, and just look over every single thing. So it's great. It's been 2 weeks almost since we went on our camping trip and had over $500 worth of food go bad because the fridge had no power. So that was very disturbing. But they're handling it, and we'll see how they go and do it from here. But overall, my first impression of the company as a whole is not really that great, just because it's not very thorough. Clearly the trailer was not gone through and made sure everything worked before it was sold. Yeah, but you know, once they got done building it, and probably before they shipped it to the US, they went through everything, but it's been sitting. And we all know what happens when vehicles and things like this that have electronics just sit. They need to have maintenance done on them. So yeah, so we've had to cancel 2 camping trips. Might have to cancel the next one for Overland Expo coming up this weekend, which sucks because we're out money for that. So it's been quite the expensive ordeal, and I'm hoping that, you know, me documenting all this can help them do better and help someone new who's buying, because we've never owned an RV before. Never. So it's all new to us. The whole, you know, having lithium batteries and, you know, living off the grid with that. So it's very what's the word I'm looking for? It's very overwhelming. You know, so we'll see how everything goes, see how they handle it. But yeah, right now we pulled this trailer, you know, a few hundred miles, but our Jeep Wrangler 4xe averages about 14 miles per gallon towing it. We are lifted. We got about 3.5 inch lift with 37s. We've got a lot of mods or modifications done to the Jeep. So, but I would suggest, or not suggest, but I would assume, a Jeep that doesn't have as many mods as this and more stock would probably do a lot better on gas mileage. So, but it pulls it no problem. It's a great trailer. We absolutely love the trailer. We love the camper. We just don't love the fact that it didn't have a thorough inspection before it was sent into the customer's hands. And being a business owner myself, I would have definitely made the point to double check everything, make sure everything worked. So one thing that was happening is I kept telling them, hey, things were not working, and there was, oh, you just got to turn the battery on, and, have you downloaded the app? And I'm like, no, I was unaware of any of that. No one told us anything about that. And then it was, oh, you got your manuals. Well, yeah, everything comes with a manual, but it's like we should have had a proper walkthrough, so then we were aware. And to me, a very important point not to forget when someone picks it up is the fact of, hey, there's a button you need to turn on in order for your batteries to work. That's a pretty big deal, and it's not like it's out in the open, it's hidden, so you've got to be told where it's at. And so once we figured out where that button was, it's still nothing worked. We're sucked. We wasted a bunch of electricity, and really that's pennies, but still it's a lot of money has been wasted so far. But the trailer itself, we love it. I mean, we're so excited to be able to use it and go out and do a lot of camping this fall and winter. So we'll definitely be taking you guys along with us on that and share that experience. We'll definitely let you know how this goes. So those of you that are looking at off-grid trailers, don't let this make you think otherwise on getting the trailer or deter you from getting in off-grid trailers, because they are a great trailer, and everybody I've talked to in the company, they're great people. It just so happens that this kind of fell through the cracks, and they're making it right. So, but we're excited to take you guys on a couple trips with us and share our experience. This road is horrible. So, well, yeah, I'll keep you updated. Alright, well, update on the off-grid trailer getting fixed. So it's Thursday now, dropped it off Tuesday. Pretty good turnaround. You say it's ready, so it's Thursday today. So heading to go pick it up. They replaced the batteries, changed out the handle on the door, which gives you access to the fridge, and then they checked the bearings. I think they repacked the bearings. Excuse me. Inspected the tires, and also we've had issues with the running lights not working. There's like a loose connection there, and they said to check that. Nothing wrong with it. Just seems kind of weird because it does the same thing on both our vehicles, our GMC Sierra and the Jeep. So I guess I could try it on our work trucks, but who knows. But another issue I noticed was I wanted to get the awning walls for the 23-0 awning that's on there, and it turns out that the awning that's on there is no longer in production by 23-0, and everywhere I've looked, those awning walls are not available. They discontinued them. They did send me an email saying that they found certain parts of those awning walls at different vendors. They told me to double check and make sure that they work. So here's one more thing that Off-Grid Trailers failed to mention when I bought it. You know, everybody who owns one of these trailers, or any off-grid trailer or teardrop trailer, you know, when they have a 270 awning, they most likely are going to upgrade it to add the walls, to have an enclosure. And it would have been nice if they would have told me, hey, this is one of their older model of awnings, so hey, we can come down on the price, you know, a little bit, since you're really not going to be able to add any awning walls if you want to. In order for you to do that, you're going to need to get a new awning. So not so far my experience hasn't been great, but again, I love the trailer. I just don't love the fact that they didn't bring anything to my attention when I bought it. So I'm really bummed out about it, because when I was first looking at them, I found a 2026 brand new, but it was clear across the United States, and I was willing to drive to go get it. And she kind of talked me out of that one just to get this one in Colorado, and I should have just stuck with what I wanted to do, and I should have stayed and got that one. But oh well. So I do have, you know, good relationships on where I can get better awning anyway. So I'm just gonna dump a couple grand into new awnings, new shower awnings, get rid of all that. But yeah, so heading there now to pick it up. Got about an hour drive, and then we'll take a peek at it and see how it does, and go from there. And again, just to lay it out, I love the trailer. It's great. I mean, we haven't been able to really use it to its capabilities just because of what's happened. Besides that, I absolutely love the trailer. It's great, you know, and I think now that things are working the way they're supposed to, I think we're really going to enjoy it, and excited to take some adventures with it. So hopefully you guys can come along with us and experience that. And I do know some of you reached out to me, asked me questions about some of the stuff in the Jeep, and I will do that in another video. So thanks for watching, and we appreciate your advice and your follows.